All right. So, hello and welcome everyone. So, I hope I'm audible to all of you. So, welcome back to this particular channel of Pradhan Academy. I wish you are all doing wonderful, right? Please let me know in the live chat if you are able to hear me out. Give a confirmation. All right, wonderful. So, welcome back to this particular channel of Pradhan Academy. And we are back again with another JEE mains session. And today's class is going to be the topic of indefinite integrals, right? So, if you remember, as of the last sessions, we have already finished up till the applications of derivative, right? So we are almost done with the parts of differential calculus, right? And today we're going to start with the indefinite integral, which marks the start of integral calculus, right? And if you're into this particular channel, I would like to repeat it again that we are basically coming live every day on this particular channel, and we are discussing some of the important JEE mains previous year questions from each and every different chapters of your math syllabus, right? So these sessions are very useful for the students who are basically preparing for the upcoming JEE mains part 2, right? And with this particular session, I can guarantee you that if you watch the sessions and after finishing our short notes, then these sessions are going to be really helpful for all of you. So with this part, let's get started on the today's topic. Our topic is indefinite integral, right? And especially I would like to tell you something that whenever students hear the name integral, they fear a lot, right? But I will tell you, my dear friend, once you understand the methods for solving questions and once you practice lot of questions of different types of the similar type, you are going to ace the chapter very easily. The chapter is very simple, and to be honest, it is my favorite chapter. Okay, so I really love doing solving integral problems. Okay, you know, you can solve integral problems, you get to learn a different method every question you solve. Okay, so kind of an interesting problem, and it is a very interesting part of maths as well, right? So let's get started and let's get working on this particular topic of indefinite integral, right? So today my motive is to basically take up the top 10 important JEE mains previous year question from the topic of indefinite integral. And before you start the session, I would like to tell you that if you're into this particular channel, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button and please also click on the bell icon so that you don't miss out any upcoming notifications on the channel. Okay. Now, this is very important because if you find this sessions useful, you can also share it among your friends so that your friends can also take the benefits of this particular sessions. Okay. Because for watching this particular YouTube live sessions, you don't have to pay anything. They are just for free. And don't think that this free thing is a useless thing. This is going to be really important and helpful for your JEE mains. Now, once you watch the session, you will understand what all questions and how I solve it and how it is very beneficial for all of you. Right. So let's get started. And if you haven't studied the topic of definite integral, I would request all of you to please watch the topic and make short notes. Okay. Please try to make short notes. Please try to make short notes because short notes is going to be really important before your examination. Before you're going out for the examination, once you will have to revise for the examination, short notes are going to be really important. Okay. So it is very important to understand and prepare the short notes before you are going for the actual examination. Okay. And I would also say, please make sure that you have studied the NCERT questions as well as NCERT exemplar. Now, especially for class 12, the NCERT is really amazing. So please don't um, do this mistake that you miss out your NCERT and NCERT exemplar, right? So please make sure that you complete both these two part, okay? Both NCERT questions as well as the NCERT exemplar questions, okay? It is really important to do this particular work before you are going for your actual examination. All right. So once you do this, then you are ready to jump on to this previous year question solving session. Okay. So this is going to be a question solving session. We are going to discuss the concept behind the questions, and along with that, we're going to solve the question. All right. So I would request you, if you have done the chapter, if you have finished with the chapter, I would request you to please be with the session till the end and try to solve the question with me and let me know the answer you're getting. And if you get a correct answer, it will definitely boost your confidence a lot. Okay. I hope this is clear to all of you. So let's get started on this particular topic, right? So if you look at the statistics, I would say that indefinite integral is again a very interesting and an important chapter. And if you look at the statistics of each year data, so in 2024 to 2021, every year there been at least one question from this particular chapter. Okay. Now I'm excluding the question of definite integral because definite integral I will take up in the chapter of definite integral only. So if you look at especially the questions of indefinite integral, then there has been at least one question every session. Every session there has been at least one questions. Okay, so you can understand that you will get at least one question and you have to do it correctly, right? So that is a part over here, right? And today our goal is to discuss about the concept of indefinite integral. Along with that, we're also going to discuss about the previous year question. We're going to practice both MCQ and numerical type questions. We are also going to do the JEE advanced paper analysis and try to understand what is the motto behind asking a JEE advanced question, okay? And how that can be useful for your JEE mains part. Along with that, we are also going to do some prediction of the paper analysis, right? So that particular prediction is going to be really important and useful for all of the students for the upcoming year as well, right? So let's get started on the today's part. So here is your very first problem on your screen. Okay. Now, before I move on to this particular chapter of integration, let me be very precise and clear that there are certain methods of integration, like integration by parts, like integration by substitution, okay, like substitution, like by parts, okay, like by partial fraction. Now, those are the most important part that you must understand, right? Before and without understanding this particular methods, you cannot solve any questions of integrals, right? So it's my utmost request to please every one of you, please prepare this particular topic before you come and watch this particular session. Okay, so with this, let's get started on this particular question over here. So as you can see the problem over here, that we are given a particular function f of x. We are given a particular function f of x, which is defined as integral 1 upon x to the power 1 by 4 multiplied with 1 plus x to the power 1 by 4 into dx, right? And it is said that at x equal to 0, the f of 0 is basically equals to minus of 6. So at x equals 0, the function value is equal to minus of 6. And then we have to basically find out for the function value at x equals to 1. Right? We have to basically find out for the function value at x equals to 1. That's the question, right? Now, if you look at this problem, I would say whenever the questions are of integral, whenever the questions consist of basically like powers which is having fraction, okay, fractional power, right? It is always advisable to convert it into kind of a integral power, right? So what we can do over here is that if we substitute in place of x as t to the power 4, then this x to the power 1 by 4 is going to be simply coming out as t, right? So that is what our try over here. So let us consider, so let us assume x to be t to the power 4. Now if I assume x to be t to the power 4, then my dx, is going to be equal to 4 times of t cube dt. 4 times of t cube dt, right? Now, if we use this substitution over here, so I am basically solving the question by substitution, okay? I hope this is clear, okay? Before you are starting the chapter, it is very important to understand the methods, okay? So I'm doing substitution. So I'm assuming that x as t to the power 4. Now, wonderfully, you will understand that once I do this, your function value of f at x is basically integral of, now in place of dx, I'm going to put d 4t cube dt, right? So that is going to be equal to 4t cube dt divided by, now in place of x to the power 1 by 4, it is going to be simply t, and then it is 1 plus t, right? And then it is simply going to become 1 plus t over here, right? So once you understand this particular part, then an interesting step that you have to do over here is that you can always rewrite this particular expression as, so once we cancel out one common factor t, so then it is going to be 4t square dt divided by 1 plus t integral of it, right? That is what the functional expression is giving out, right? Now how we basically try to solve this, it is a simple matter of fact and understanding that if you are able to decompose into two similar expression or two simpler expression for which you know the formula, then the question is fairly simple. So let us try to separate and then try to integrate, right? So how will we separate it? So the function of value at f of x is basically integral of 4t square dt, right? So we have 4t square dt divided by 1 plus t, right? 4t square dt divided by 1 plus t over here. So what I'm going to do over here is that I'm going to simply apply some trick, right? So I can write this t square as, t square minus 1 plus of 1. Now why I'm doing this, you will try to understand from the part is that I will try to take I'll try to factorize this part of t square minus 1, and we can always write this part as t minus 1 into t plus 1 divided by t plus 1 plus 1 upon t plus 1, and then it is going to be the integral of this particular fraction, right? So we are able to separate this particular complicated expression into two simpler expression where I'm easily able to integrate it. Let us keep the 4 as constant out of the integral. So therefore, your integral is very simple. It's now integration of t minus t1, that is going to be t square by 2 minus of t plus, and this is going to be natural log of t plus 1. This is going to be simply natural log of t plus 1, and then 4 times of it multiplied to the entire sum plus some constant c, right? So what we see that once we substitute our expression x equals to t to the power 4, the solution becomes much simple in terms of t. So we are able to decompose that fractional power in terms of an integral power, and from there the question is very simple. Now your solution is not in t, it should be in x. So therefore f of x should be given as, so in place of t it will be put it as x to the power 1 by 4, and that is going to be equal to x to the power 1 by 2 minus x to the power 1 by 4 plus natural log of x to the power 1 by 4 plus of 1 plus some constant, right? That is what the functional expression is, right? So once you get this functional expression, now your task is basically to obtain the value at x equals to 0, which will give you the value of the constant. So if you put x equals to 0 is equal to minus of 6 then your constant is going to come out as, so if you put x equals to 0, your constant is going to come out as, so if you do this expression over here, so let us try to solve this part. I hope I'm doing it correct. Okay, so all right, so your basically the value of basic value of c, let me check if I did any mistake or not. Okay, now one thing is very interesting to observe over here is that right? So if you take t minus 1 as whole as a integrated part, then this is going to come out as t minus 1 whole square by 2, right? T minus 1 whole square by 2, and therefore this particular expression is basically very similar. You just have a 2 as a common factor. So therefore, if you put x equals to 0 over here, then there is going to be minus of 2, which will coming out along with the c, right part. So in that case, this particular value is like 2 plus c is equal to minus of 6, and then your c is basically equal to minus of 8, and then c is equal to minus of 8. And then once you get the value of constant c is equal to minus of 8, you can put that value in the expression to calculate f of 1, and that will come out simply as 4 times of natural log of 2 minus of 8, and if you take this 4 as common, so it is 4 times of natural log 2 minus 2. I hope this part is clear to all of you, right? So with this part, you can see option number A is going to be the correct answer for this particular problem, right? I hope this part is clear to all of you, right? Please let me know this part is clear or not. Please let me know this part is clear or not. Hi Animesh. Hi Animesh Mandal. How are you doing? How are you doing, Animesh? I hope you're able to follow this. Okay. And if you're watching the session after the live class is over, I would request all of you to please, if you have any question, you can put that up in the comment section as well. Okay. And if you want to get personalized doubt clearance, for that you can definitely contact the undersigned contact number in the description box. Okay. And don't forget to join the Telegram channel, because in the Telegram channel I'll be sharing this lecture material as well as short notes as well as mock tests, which are very useful for your upcoming preparation for the JEE mains part, right? So with this particular note, I hope this question is clear to all of you, and let us proceed with the next problem. Okay, so let us proceed with the next problem. So with this, let's proceed with the next problem. So next problem we have is on our screen. Now I would request all of you to please have a look and try to solve it. Like try to get the way how you are going to approach this question. Okay, so try to think of this question. Try to think over this question and let me know what is the procedure. Let me know the process or the procedure behind how you are going to solve this question. So if we look at this problem over here, it is said that integration of x cube into sine x dx is basically a function g of x plus some constant c, right? Now we have to find out the value of 8 times of g of pi by 2 plus 8 times of g dash of pi by 2, right? And that is given in the question as alpha times of pi cube plus beta times of pi square plus of gamma, where alpha, beta, gamma are nothing but they are the integers, right? They are integers, right? So we have to basically find out the unknown values of alpha, beta, and gamma. Now, if you look at this particular function that we need to integrate, it can be simply done by doing by parts. Okay, so I'm going to use integration by parts to solve this question. So if you recall the formula for integration by parts, so let us say you have two functions which are multiplied to each other, that is u and v, and let us say u is the first function and v is the second function. So this integration by parts is equals to u into integration of v dx minus minus integration of differentiation of u with respect to x multiplied with integration of v dx and then whole integration with respect to dx, right? So if you do this particular expression, this is called the integration by parts. Okay, this is basically called as the integration by parts. I hope this part is clear. Okay, this is called as integration by parts. Okay, I hope this is clear. Right. Now, why, if we try to solve this by integration by parts, you will see that it will be a difficult process, but you have to have your patience and do it step by step. Okay. So once we take, so if you recall the way to remember the which function to be first function and which function to be second function, there is a very important mnemonic next to it that is called as the ILATE. Okay, ILATE. And in this order, the order of the function is defined. So I stand for inverse trigonometric function, L stands for logarithmic function, A stands for algebraic function, T stands for trigonometric function, and E stands for exponential function. Okay, so let me write it down if in case you didn't take it up. Okay, so once you know this particular part, so once you know this particular part of how to decide the first function and second function, so from this question you can see that your trigonometric function is going to be the second function and your exponential function and the algebraic function is going to be the first function. So this first and this is the second function, right? So if I try to apply the by parts over here, this can be written as x cube in the integration of sine x dx, that is going to be equal to minus of cos x plus, sorry, minus, you will see ultimately it will become plus because the integration of sine x is going to be equal to minus cos x, right? So minus of integration of, now differentiation of x cube is going to be 3x square into integration of sine x is going to be minus of cos x, so that's going to be plus over here, right? So once you get this particular expression, now again you see that the integration again involves a algebraic function and a trigonometric function which are multiplied together. So again you have to apply by parts over here. So again you have to apply by parts. So if I try to do it again by parts, your expression is going to be, so therefore, ultimately the expression that is g of x, you're going to get it as minus of x cube cos x plus 3x square into sine x minus integration of 6x sine x, right? And then this is going to be equal to x cube into cos x plus 3x square into sine x minus, now again we have to going to integrate this by parts, so it's going to become as plus of 6x cos x minus and minus are going plus integration of cos x and then again it will become a sine x, so it's going to be plus of, so sorry, minus of, so ultimately again it is going to be minus, right? So I hope you can figure out the sign by yourself. So again then it's going to be minus of 6 times of sine x, okay, plus some constant c, and that is basically mentioned in the question as gx plus c. So you can see this particular function is going to be equal to gx function, right? It is going to be equal to gx. Okay, so once you get the gx, then you just have to find the value at g of pi by 2 and g dash of pi by 2, right? So you have to differentiate this g of x and get the value at pi by 2. So if you get the value of g of pi by 2, this value is going to be equal to simply as 3 pi square by 4 minus of 6. And similarly, if you differentiate this and you put the value of, and you then put the value of pi by 2, then your g dash of x, is going to be equal to pi cube by 8, pi cube by 8. Okay. So once you get this value, then 8 times of g of pi by 2 plus g dash of pi by 2 is equals to pi cube plus 6 pi square minus 48, minus 48. So that is going to be equal to the alpha pi cube plus beta pi square plus gamma. So from here you get alpha equal to 1, beta equal to 6, and your gamma is going to be minus of 48. And your gamma is going to be minus of 48. So therefore the value of alpha plus beta minus of gamma is going to be equal to 55. Is going to be equal to 55. So from here you can see the answer to this particular problem is going to be option number B as the correct answer from here. I hope this part is clear to all of you. Please let me know if this part is clear or not. I hope this part is clear to all of you. Okay. If you have any question, please put that up in the live chat. All right. So I'm expecting this part is clear to all of you. I'm expecting this part is clear to all of you. Please let me know if this part is clear or not. All right. So once you're able to get this part, I think it's very interesting to understand and know the methods to solve for it. And you can see the questions are just about solving it, right? So once you're able to solve it, the question is not a difficult challenge to you anymore, right? So once you know the methods to solve the question, then the question is very, very simple. Okay. Please let me know if you have any questions. Please let me know if you have any questions. I'm expecting you are having no questions. So let us proceed to the next problem. So the next problem is again a very interesting problem. Okay. Now I would request all of you to please spend at least 1 or 2 minutes to try to understand how we are going to figure out this particular problem, because this particular problem is a very, very crucial and challenging problem. So it is very important to understand the method to solve this question. Now if you understand this method to solve this question, I will tell you the shortcut to solve this. Okay, because there is a shortcut to solve this question, and that I will tell you once you are able to get a, at least try to solve it, how you are going to solve it, or what is the methods behind to solve this question. So if you are able to get that, it's very simple. Please try that up. So please spend some time and try this out. All right. So if you have any questions, you can put that up in the live chat. Okay. So I'm expecting if you have no questions, so let us proceed to the next problem then. So let us proceed to the next problem. This particular problem over here. So if you look at the expression of the integral, so the expression of the integral, that is I of x, let us consider this is basically given as integration of dx divided by x minus 11 whole to the power 11 by 13 and x plus 15 whole to the power 15 by 13. Now interestingly, there's a very interesting to observe over here. Now let me write that form. So whenever you have form like x minus alpha to the power some value m and x minus beta to the power some value n, and for this expression if you have to integrate it, and if you observe your m plus n is equal to 2, if you observe your m plus n is equal to 2, then please put x minus alpha by x minus beta as some constant, as some variable t. If you are getting m plus n equals to 2, then it is always advisable to put x minus alpha by x minus beta as equals to a new variable t. And if you do this, you will get the benefit for doing this. Okay. So please try to solve it by yourself. So this is basically the substitution you are going to do. So you are going to do this, right? So if you look over here, the sum of this power is again going to be equal to 2. The sum of this power is again going to be equal to 2. So if you have this particular sum as equal to 2, then let us try to consider x minus 11 by x plus 15 is equals to some variable t, is equal to some variable t. Now interestingly, if I try to differentiate this both the sides, so dt I will get it as so it's going to be x plus 15 multiplied with 1 minus x minus 11 multiplied with 1 and divided by x plus 15 whole square into dx, right, into dx. And therefore this particular part is going to come out as, this particular part is going to be simply as 26 upon x plus 15 whole square dx is equal to dt, right. And interestingly, if you do this, now if you do the same expression over here, if you try to replace this integral, if you take x plus 15 common, then and if you try to make this a form of x minus 11 by x plus 15 whole to the power 11 by 13 multiplied with, and then this particular part is going to be become equal to x plus 15 whole square, and interestingly you will observe that dx by this particular part of x plus 15 whole square is simply going to become equal to dt upon 26, is simply going to become equal to dt upon 26. I hope this is clear to all of you. Okay, please let me know this part is clear, because this is a very crucial step to understand. This is a very, very crucial step to understand in the methods of substitution, because if you do not know this method, that you have to assume this particular part as t, then you are not going to get this question. Okay, if you don't know that you have to assume this particular part as t, then you are not going to get the question over here, then you're not going to get the solution of the question. Okay, so in order to get the solution of the question, you have to know these kinds of tricks. So once you know this particular trick, once you know this particular method to solve this problem, then the question is fairly simple. From here you can definitely take it further. So therefore your integral expression, so from here your integral expression, that is your I of x, is going to be equal to, so dt, and let us keep 1 by 26 as a constant part outside the bracket, sorry, outside the integral, I'm extremely sorry, outside the integral. Okay, so it is going to be dt upon x minus 11 whole to the power, sorry, so I can replace this x minus 11 by x plus 15 whole to the power 11 by 13 as simply as t to the power 11 by 13, and then this is going to be simply integration expression that we need to solve for. This is a simple integration expression that we need to solve for, and the solution will be equal to 1 upon 26 into t to the power, so this is going to be equal to t to the power 2 by 13 divided by 2 by 13. Okay, divided by 2 by 13 over here. So from this part, this is going to be equal to t to the power 2 by 13 divided by 4 over here, plus some constant, right? Plus some constant, right? So therefore your integral expression in I of x is going to be equal to x minus 11 by x plus 15 whole to the power 2 by 13 into 1 upon 4 plus some constant c, right? So therefore we got the integral expression, that is I of x, that is mentioned in the problem. Now once we get I of x, our only work is basically to put in the value of I37 minus I24, and then we have to equate this particular expression as mentioned, and from there we will get the value of a, b and c, and b and c both are natural numbers, so I37 minus I of 24 is going to be equal to 1 by 4 times of, this is going to be 26 upon, this is simply going to be equal to 26 upon 52 whole to the power 2 by 13 minus of 1 by 4 into 13 divided by 39, divided by 39 whole to the power 2 by 13, right? And from this your expression is going to be simplified as 1 upon 4 in the bracket, it is 1 by 2 to the power 2 by 13 plus, sorry, minus 1 upon 3 to the power 2 by 13, right? So once you get this expression, so from here you can see this is going to be b and this is going to c, so your b is going to be 2 and c is going to be 3, so your b and c is going to be, sorry, you have to basically make it in the form of 1 to the power, like something to the power 1 by 13, right? So therefore this entire part is going to be b, so therefore 2 square is going to be b, and similarly 3 square is going to be equal to c. So from here b is equal to 4 and your c is equal to 9, and therefore the value of b plus c multiplied by 3 is going to be simply equal to 13 into 3, that is going to be 39, that is going to be 39. So from here the solution to this particular problem is going to be option number a, as simple as that. Okay, very simple problem. if you know the substitution, if you know the methods to substitute this particular problem, then the question is fairly simple. It's just a matter of fact of understanding the concept, and once you're able to understand the concept, you just have to apply it to this particular problem over here. So I hope this particular part is clear to all of you. I hope this particular part is clear to all of you. Please let me know in the comments on the live chats. I hope this particular part is clear to all of you. Right? Okay. So once you're able to understand this, the your work is very simple, and this is a very interesting problem, and I will say that these types of problems are very frequently repeated. Okay, so make sure that you don't forget this particular method, that whenever you have this kind of expression and when you see the value of m plus n is equals to 2, then you have to substitute this particular thing as equals to t, and then you proceed with the methods of substitution, to solve the problem, and from that you get the values, right? As far of the now, I think it is clear to every one of you. Please let me know if you have any questions in the live chat, and if you don't, we can proceed to the next problem. All right. So I'm expecting you don't have any questions. I'm pretty sure that you're able to get all the parts of the questions. Okay. And I hope you're also getting the answer as option number A. I hope you're also getting the answer as option A. Okay. Is this clear to every one of you? Let's move to the next problem. Let's move to the next problem. So the next problem is again a very interesting problem. If you know the properties, or if you know the shortcut to solve this problem, the question is very simple. If you know the method to solve this question, the question is very simple, right? The question is very simple. If you know the solve the question is very simple. So let me tell you the very important property before you start to solve this question. Okay, whenever you see this kind of expression of e to the power x into some function f of x dx, then try to understand that these kinds of questions are a very interesting problem in terms of the properties. So one of the very interesting property of this particular problem is that now you have to just use the by parts and solve for it. So whenever you see the integral expression like e to the power x into f of x plus f dash of x into dx, then your simple integration is going to be equal to, the integrand is going to be equal to e to the power x into f of x plus c into f of x plus c. As simple as that. As simple as that. You can simply get this result by using by parts. Okay, you can get to this result by using simply by parts. Okay, so if you apply the by parts, you're going to simply get this result, right? So if you look at this question over here, now if you consider this function x sine inverse of x divided by square root of 1 minus x square, and if you consider this as f of x, then if you try to differentiate this, if you try to differentiate this function, then this is going to be equal to, sine inverse of x divided by 1 minus x square uh, whole to the power 3 over here, and then plus x by 1 minus x square. So interestingly, we'll observe that if you consider this as f, this is going to be equal to f dash. If you consider this as f, this is simply going to be equal to f dash. Okay, if you consider this is f, then this is simply going to be equal to f dash, right? So once you're able to understand this particular part, then your solution is very simple. In terms, the answer is going to be equal to, so therefore the answer is going to be simply one liner. Your answer is going to be simply a one liner. So from there you will get g of x, as e to the power x into sine inverse of x divided by square root of 1 minus x square into square root of 1 minus x square. As simple as that. Okay, as simple as that. So therefore you get the in g of x function, and when you get g of x, you just have to put for the value of g of half. Just have to put the value of g of half, and if we substitute that in g of half, your value is going to come out as, e to the power 1 by 2 divided by 2 divided by sorry, it's going to be 1 by 2, right? So that is going to be root 3 by 2. Okay, so the 2 will go up, root 3 by 2, and then 1 by 2 is again over here, and then we have sine inverse of 2, which is basically equal to pi by 6, right? This is going to be the expression, and if you solve this, your g of 1 by 2, your g of 1 by 2 is going to be equal to pi by 6 into square root of e by 3 into square root of e by 3. That is going to be the solution for this particular problem. With this, you will see that answer to this question is going to be simply option number A. The answer to this particular problem is going to be simply as option number A. As simple as that, right? I hope this is clear to all of you. I hope this is clear to all of you. Please let me know. I hope this particular part is clear to all of you. I'm assuming this particular part is clear to all of you. Okay. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I'm expecting you having no questions. So, is this part clear to every one of you? So, whenever you are able to see this kind of form of e to the power x into f of x plus f dash of x, the simple answer is e to the power x into f of x. The simple answer is e to the power x into f of x. I hope this part is simple and clear to every one of you. Please let me know if this part is clear or not. Please let me know if this part is clear or not. Okay, so once we are able to create this part, let's proceed with the next problem. Let's proceed with the next problem. So next problem is again a problem where you are given expression in trigonometry functions over here. And what I would like to tell you is that this question you can try it out. Okay, please let me know if you have any questions or not. All right, so proceeding further, this question is very simple. So I would like to give this question as a homework problem for all of you. Okay, I would like to give this problem as a homework problem to every one of you. Okay, as a homework problem to every one of you, and please try to solve this question and let me know the answers you are getting in the comment section. Okay, please let me know the answers in the comment section. And with this, I would like to conclude the session over here. So I hope the parts of the methods of integration was simple and clear to every one of you. And with this, let's end our session over here, and thank you. All the best.